Well, this is a quick announce. If you want to talk about your next project for XPO, XAF, Xamarin, or Uno, you can give us a call and we can schedule a meeting with your technical team to discuss like whatever doubt you have and how you should include these technologies on your next project. You can find a link to our shared calendar in the description of this repository, so you can see it in here. If you click here, you can schedule your free hour consultation. And well, let's talk about XAF, XPO, and Uno. Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to make a technical demonstration on how to use XPO and the Uno platform, especially the Uno platform for WebAssembly. So I don't know if you have heard about Uno, but in general, it's a really promising technology. Basically, you create a SAML-based application and you can run them on iOS, on Android, on web through WebAssembly, and desktop, in this case Windows and Mac OS. So basically, one UI will run in every platform that you can actually run it. You're only missing fridge and stuff like that in there, and IoT devices, but I think you can run it in IoT devices. Well, so basically my goal was to use XPO in the Uno platform. For me, when I'm going to test a new technology, especially if it's .NET based technology, I always try to run XPO there because I use XPO and SAF for everything that I do. Is in all of my projects. So if I cannot use them, basically I discard the technology immediately. And for a while I've been trying to run Uno. I like it a lot. Actually, I think it's an amazing idea, especially because I'm not a web-oriented person. I prefer to avoid JavaScript and all those stuff, and this is the way to do it because if you write your application in XAML, then you have to forget about everything that is web related. So, well, here I have the repository. I will put the URL in the description of the video. And basically, my goal was to run the sample application, the new template for Uno, which is the one that you can use with Prism, because I use Prism a lot in Xamarin Forms, and I love it. I think it's like the best design pattern because of the dependency injection and how you navigate through the pages. I mean, I really love Prism in general, and I think that you should use it in all your projects. Prism for WPF is a different animal, but in general is as good or even better than the one for Xamarin Forms. Okay, so here is the repository, but let's go to the technical demonstration. Um, Here I was editing the README. Okay, so let's close this. And well, here I have, this is the project, which is basically the one that you can create when you, let's go here and hold on. That's the one that you can create when you follow this tutorial, this one here, which is how you should get started with Uno and Prism. So I did this. It's basically one line. You install the templates and then you create your new project. So I did that. After that, I added the XPO NuGet, and I can show you that here. Oh, no, here. Manage NuGet here. Well, here we have XPO, and if you can see, it's installing all of the projects. So, well, after that, I thought, well, I remember that DevExpress did an article about how to set up the linker. So your executable will be smaller when you're using XPO. But I mean, The linker is the linker. Actually, you can use it in any platform, but it's usually used in Android because the APK file goes really big. So also Uno use it. So when you create a project, you will have that linker configuration in the WebAssembly project. So in here, I try to do what they say in the article, the Developer Express article, but it didn't work. Why? Because I was trying to do this, and I'm not actually using the SQL client, so this was throwing an exception. So when I removed this, well, I didn't figure out this. People from Developer Express helped me with this. I put a ticket in the support center. Actually, the link to the ticket is here. Is this one? No, it's this one. So here we were talking about the linker setup, and Uraya was really good, and I mean regarding his advices. So he told me if you don't need it, exclude it, and it will just run. So I did that like 16 hours ago because I was waiting for this, and when he answered me back, I woke up, I went to the computer, but I was so sleepy that I didn't do it well. So this morning I said like, well, I will try this today. So just going back, and well, I didn't do any setup in the linker in the end, just the one that is done by default. This is how it comes by default. So in the end, it's like that. Everything is commented out, everything else. I think I will try to do assembly by assembly, but it, right now it's running, so I don't want to touch it in general. So beside that, well, there is a really small and simple page, and that I have here that is this one. And what is really amazing about Uno is that you can, in the opposite side of Xamarin Forms, in Uno you can use the designer. So that is just great. I'm not good drawing anything because I'm not, but just to know that you can drag and drop, I think it's like really neat for a lot of persons. At the moment, this is what I have. It's just like a Hello World application, and there is a button here or an action. And I have not used Prism yet. I just did the handler for the button, and what I wrote is something like this. I create an in-memory data store for XPO because I don't want to connect to any database because that will break the code. And it's good because I do have a way to connect to XPO using a web API instead of a database connection. So my plan is to use that in the end. But at the moment, I'm using a memory data store to just to do the example because it's easier. Then we have um, two two persistent objects. One is customer, as we make it in all of our examples, and one is invoice. These are using the XP Lite object. Why? Because if I use the XPO object, um, then I will get an error that there is no key defined for for the object. And I think that the linker is eating the key attribute because it's not explicitly used in the code, so it's on the base classes. So I think the linker is eating that. So to make it sure and try to move ahead, what I did is I changed the base to XPLite and I defined my own key. So I'm using the key attribute in my code. Now it means that this will not get swallowed by the linker. I guess I will do a review of this video later where I change this to an XPO object, but so far so good. I will leave it as it is just for this example. Then we have the XPO helper. This you can find it in a lot of Developer Express example. I think they should put it as a class already in the um, in the NuGet feed because this is something that you will use in a lot of XPO applications. Basically, you create an array of types, which is what you're going to use for your data layer. Then you initialize your data layer. I'm not going to explain this because this is not an XPO video, but I just wanted to show that there is no black magic inside. So this is just to initialize XPO. The code is really simple. If you have used XPO before, you will understand it, especially if you wrote XPO manually without XAF. And then I have like this repository class that I do like the operations, like create invoice and create customer. So in here you can see that I create the unit of work, then I find the customer, for example, so the find operation is working. And then I create some records and commit the changes, nothing important there. And if we go back to the page, well, here is the SAML, but I want to show you the code. So the code is really simple. I create four customers, and then I create a collection, and I assign that collection to a list view, and that's it. It's really simple. So what I'm going to show you is how this works on WebAssembly, which is my goal actually, which was my goal. Now it's running. So let's put this as startup project. And let's hope for the best because it was running fine, but you know, like when you are doing a live demo, everything start breaking. So let's see. Uh, is it doing something? Yes, it's compiling. So let's wait a little bit. Let's see, let's see. It's still compiling, I think. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is my super big example. This is the same page that you saw in the studio. So when I click the load data, here we have persistent objects. So we have me, we have Jaime, which is my dear friend from El Salvador, Javier, which is my business partner and dear friend also, and then also another dear friend from Cuba, Rafael. So this is running, it's running perfectly fine on WebAssembly. So this is the combination of Uno, Prism, and XPO for WebAssembly, which I think is an amazing combination to do web applications. And then, well, my goal was WebAssembly is running in all the platforms at the moment. Actually, I'm going to do one more line here, and I'm going to add my brother, number 5, and that will be Rocco. Okay, so now I'm going to run it in Android, just to show you that it's running, and that will be it for this video. But in the next videos, I will run just the iOS and Mac, and then I will run the UWP in a separate video. So I will run this on my phone, and I'm projecting my phone to the computer, so you will see how it works. Okay, so it takes some time to deploy to the phone. Well, if you have ever written Xamarin, you know how it is. And I'm running this. This is a Linux machine actually. So this is a virtual machine. The studio is running on a virtual machine. So it takes a little bit more time, not that much, but hold on. Let me check my phone and see if this is running already. Yes, it is. So here I have the. Okay, so this is my phone. Here I have it on my hand, and I'm going to click the load data, and you will see that it will work the same. Just let me make this bigger. Okay, good. So, and see here there are 5 persons. So the code that I just wrote is running. That's my brother there, number 5. So that's it. I will make a separate video for iOS and macOS because I need to have my Mac here running, and then UWP. But I know that that will be like a piece of bread with butter. Why? Because for me, what was more challenging was to run this on WebAssembly, but it's running already. So I guess maybe on Monday or Tuesday I will have this everything running for all the platforms. And well, that's it for this video. So thanks for watching. If you're interested on Uno or XPO or Prism, not all of them at the same time, just if you have any doubts, you can write those in the description of the video, or we will leave all the contact information also here in the like at the beginning. So well, thank you everyone, and I hope to see you guys on the next video.